Welcome, digital pathology trailblazers. Let's start with audio and video check. If you are here, let me know that you hear everything loud and clear. I'm going to put something in the chat, meaning I'm just going to say hi. What's up at Uscap? It's the second day of the conference, and the meetings have started. Yesterday, there were meetings of all the pathology societies on the planet. Well, not on the planet, in North America. And they filled a whole day with those meetings. So, regional, international, everything. So that's what was happening yesterday. And I was, of course, looking. They have this. You will probably not see it. It's a huge screen, huge touch screen, and I was looking at the. And people are joining. Fantastic! Thank you so much. Let me know. Let me know if you hear me well and if everything is okay. Just give me a thumbs up or all good here on whichever platform you're listening to it. So I was looking at this huge touch screen. So I wanted to make a video. I made this video. It's going to be on LinkedIn today. What are the digital pathology talks at this conference? Obviously, it's a lot bigger than just the focus of digital pathology. And I went through this touch screen through all the days, and I look at the talks, and I'm like, okay, this is a vendor technology being presented, vendor. Like, it was very vendor driven, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, because then I was at lunch talking to a pathologist who was giving a different course, a sign-out course, and she was telling me, oh, I don't do digital pathology, but I need to present those cases on digital so that the participants can have access to them, or I can show them live on the screen, which I thought, yes, it's no longer such a big deal to just talk about digital pathology, like for digitizing slides, but it is a method that's now being used for to make this conference happen. So I thought that was super cool. And now the things that the vendors present are the more cutting edge stuff, the things that the early adopters are working in, and let me know if you hear me well. Just give me a thumbs up and let me know that everything's okay. I'm in this new spot with new Wi-Fi with in the connector lounge, and there are flowers and also other flowers. And this is actually sponsored by Muse Microscopy. I don't know if you see the logo, but that being said, today is the big day of Muse presentation, where we're going to have a super cool guest, and I'm going to be your moderator. So, of course, I want to invite you one last time in this live stream, and you will see a QR code on one of the upper corners of my screen. For me, it's this one. It's called Uscap News Panel. This is for those who are joining remotely. There is an option to register for this remotely. And I just want to remind you who's going to be speaking, because cool people are going to be speaking. It's going to be Dr. Richard Levinson, who is, his whole research focuses on those slide-free technologies, and he's the founder or co-founder of Muse. Then there's going to be Dr. Rao, who is working on proving this technology, collaborating with Chinese hospital, with Dr. Zhou, and he gathered massive amount of data in a super short period of time to show you what's the concordance between classical glass slides. I think he also touches in his talks on the concordance with frozen sections. Another thing that he's going to be talking about is, okay, what about tissue preparation? Because the Muse preparation is very non-destructive, so there's going to be data. It's not going to be just like, oh, look at us, we're the newest cutting-edge digital pathology technology. They are showing data. Then Dr. Jeff Edwards, he's a fellow veterinary pathologist, but he also trained at Johns Hopkins in comparative pathology. He has a Master of Public Health with the focus on zoonotic disease, so very much active in the space of One Health. And he led the largest digital pathology transformation in the US up to date in the veterinary space, in Antec laboratories. And he has like first hand data, not data, experience, how it is to transition such a large institution to digital. And those of you who already do digital, that it's not all like it's not a phone that you switch on and it actually works when you put your email. Yesterday, I had this discussion that with with a representative from Nikon, I think. We just sat next to each other at breakfast, and he was asking, "Oh, do you know any like consultants that would is there is this a niche in the digital pathology space, consultation for how to integrate digital pathology into workflows?" And I'm like, not really. I sometimes consult, but I can consult like at a high level, at not at the architectural level of your IT infrastructure in in your hospital, right? So um, often the hospitals or the institutions or whoever wants to go digital, they reach out to vendors, and then they work closely with IT. So I don't know if it's something that could be a job for somebody in the digital pathology space, but definitely the integration part is is a big struggle. So yesterday I heard, okay, an institution was on the way to going digital, and then they merged with another institution, and that effort was, of course, put on hold because it totally loses priority. And if I repeat myself, apologies. I didn't have a coffee. Starbucks was closed when I I came here, and then I saw there's a different coffee shop, I don't know, somewhere there behind me. But I only had 10 minutes before the live stream, so I couldn't get the coffee before. And let me know if audio and everything is okay. Let me know if you're also at Uscap or not at Uscap. Or give me Uscap yes or ask or remote, depending on where you're tuning in from. Because if you are here and you would like to be a guest on my podcast, you can come to the booth. Muse booth is 5 to 8, our exhibitor hall for later for the talk that you can. Oh wow, there's a cool question. If there's a digital pathologist here who can sign my reports, honestly, I don't know, but there are a lot of the many pathologists here, and several of them work digitally and non-digitally. So there are networks of pathologists. I think yesterday I talked to a representative from PathAI, and they said, "Oh, we do the algorithms, but we also have a network." So PathAI um, would be the company to reach out to because they have a huge network. He told me, Eric told me that it was 500 people, 500 pathologists who have their normal pathology assignments, but whenever they have capacity, they can take digital cases. So definitely an avenue to explore, Anil. And what was I saying? Today is the, what did they say? No, podcast. If you want to join me on the podcast, just tell me your digital pathology story. I will be at booth 521. Um, oh, and this is a question that is a recurring question. Show low-cost digital pathology solution for developing countries. So when I hear that question, and this question comes over and over, I'm thinking that the low cost is going to be the manual options with a microscope camera, and there are companies that offer this. I think Microscan is here. There is a company called Smart Media that I worked with, and also so I cannot really speak to the cost or anything, but Muse technology is promising in reducing the cost of digital pathology. I'm looking at the chat, and I also have notes for you. So yeah, that's a big thing. The digitization technologies for developing country, and there is a society, the Asian Society of Digital Pathology, that obviously has a lot of members from those countries. They were founded just last year. Yeah, I talked to Jun Fukuoka, the president of that society, at last Path Vision, and he's going to be here. And what they do, I think they established centers where people can scan slides, so you can ship the slides there and then you get them digitized. So the society is kind of taking the lead on how to solve this thing in developing countries. And let me check what other things I had for you. Mm. Oh, so interesting thing. Finally, the booths are ready. It took um, it took like 2 days for them to put up those booths. Now everything looks pretty. And I was talking to the Muse team, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're taking so long. And they said, you know what? In our radiology days, it would take 7 days to put up a booth because it really was truly a construction something. So I stopped complaining. Yeah. And then I also talked to the PathPresenter team. So PathPresenter is an application. I use the free version where you can upload your slides. You can also look at other people's slides. This is absolutely for free, and you can access it. Um, is there any application we can get a report signed? I would reach to the vendors who have those networks. And PathPresenter would be one of the vendors who to reach to, because they have a second opinion consultation platform. So I think maybe that's an option. I would look at PathPresenter. I would look at PathAI. There is also Diagnexia. I'm going to put it in the chat so that people can see it. Remote pathology services companies. Look into PathPresenter, Diagnexia, and what did they say? PathAI, and see with them. And there are also labs that are deploying it, but I don't remember the names. What else did I want to? So I was whining about the about how long it takes for the booth, but now everything is pretty. I think everything arrived, or what did not arrive is not going to arrive anymore. Um, so I was talking about PathPresenter, so that kind of ties into the question. Okay, low resource. So they have a free version of the platform, and there is a paid version where you can look at cases, do like measurements, and all the like full-blown suite of an image management system. And they have all kinds of integrations. So they had a webinar before this conference, and the founder is Raj Singh. I saw him yesterday after my live stream. He was running. It's like, oh, I catch you later. He's a very busy one. But they have a booth, and they have the second opinion module. But what I wanted to tell you, so I'm looking for a collaborator to host live streams for histology, pathology, showing cases like that. So maybe we will have a discussion if that would be a good partnership, where I use their platform to stream or to create videos for my channel for the digital pathology place. We'll see how that goes, if we can help each other. And that's it for the update from yesterday. Tomorrow I'm gonna have no, one more thing. So I was excited about the touch screen that you will see a post on LinkedIn about where I was looking at digital pathology lectures. But when I went to the poster hall, so they have analog posters. They were building, it wasn't ready yet. They were building the poster walls, and I'm like, yes, please just put them there and let me look at them when I have time. Because what happened at Path Visions, I was super excited that the posters were digital and so cool, but they only had so many screens, and there was only a certain slot for a certain poster. So of course I missed the slots and didn't look at any posters, and I wanted to show you posters. So this time the posters are going to be there. I already have appointments with a few people, and I've heard about a couple of posters that I definitely want to highlight, maybe as short videos, and then later post on social media, on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you are looking at me, listening to this information, and as a side effect, looking at me. So I have that planned already. Oh no, you have the meta classes, and I switched some song in them. No, sorry guys, I don't know how to switch them off. Maybe on my phone. No, all good. I think you can put them. Yeah. So if you are here, shoot. I'm sorry. They speak to me. You can also use AI, and they have a camera. I can take a picture of myself doing the live stream, and they make videos. But you see when it's happening. There, it is a little bit of a spyware. Anyway, we are over 15 minutes. I think that's enough for today's update. I'm going to be at booth 528. I would love to hear your digital pathology story. I'm going to be interviewing people for the podcast, and then you can be a guest on the digital pathology podcast and share your story. I believe that the more people hear about your struggles, your story, the faster we're going to advance digital pathology in whichever form you are actually doing digital pathology. So another thing for low resource countries, maybe we don't need to do whole slide imaging. Maybe we can do static imaging. And Dr. Telat Zara from Pakistan is working very, she's like a prolific researchers on how to implement these. So definitely a person to look at her work, at her publications. Booth 528 and Muse Microscopy panel in the evening. Join me. I will be honored to see you there and be your host there, both virtually and in person. And obviously, if you see me in person walking around with my camera, just say hi and let's meet in person. And I talk to you tomorrow. Bye.